Welcome to a new daily top AskReddit video. Today's topic:
what's a crazy body life hack everyone should know? If you have lower back pain or sciatica, try gluteus medius burnouts. Use a chair or table to steady yourself and raise one leg straight out to the side as high as you can and hold that until it feels like your hip is on fire and trying to cramp. Repeat on the other side. It sounds crazy, but it can eliminate lower back pain instantly. Physical therapist here. My experience treating low back pain is that most people with back pain are weak or bad at using the glutes, and that is a pretty strong driver of pain. Any sort of glute work, max and med per minute, helps probably 60 to 70% of my low back people. Hip internal rotation is also a nearly universal deficit in people I see. Lack of IR range and strength can be surprisingly limiting in both power output and endurance before pain comes on. Vagus nerve trick, for calming yourself down. If you're feeling super anxious or stressed, try splashing your face with cold water or holding an ice pack on your forehead and under your eyes for a few seconds. It activates your vagus nerve, which helps slow your heart rate and calm you down almost instantly. Thank me later. Also the Valsalva maneuver. You close your mouth and pinch your nose, then try to exhale. It doesn't just make your ears pop, it also dramatically lowers your blood pressure and heart rate. I use it when I'm having episodes of tachycardia and my heart rate will drop from 110 to 120 to 60 to 70 in about 30 seconds. When I was in school, I discovered I could do that and make air come out of my eyes. I can also snort water and do that and make the water come out of my eyes. Didn't know that it was good for me. If you think it would be at all challenging, a simple rule would be anyone over age 50, get fully on the floor and back up again every single day. You really don't want to fall and then realize that you can't get yourself back up and to your phone for help. Practicing so that it isn't terribly difficult ensures that you will still be able to do it even if you have a mild injury from the fall. Why does this comment feel like my anxiety got a Reddit account? Use your hand to dry off in the shower like a squeegee before you use the towel. You will dry much faster. I saw this on another LPT post a couple weeks ago and have been doing it since. Genius. And every time I do it I'm just like, damn, some stranger's words during some mindless scrolling just changed my habits for life. Wild. Just tried this, oh my god, how have I gone 26 years without knowing this? Flushed. Could you elaborate? I didn't understand what the poster above said, but you seem so impressed that now I'm curious about this. If you're prone to anxiety attacks, keep some really sour candies on hand. I normally take medication for anxiety attack onsets, but sometimes I forget to pack it. It works, yes. Especially when you feel a panic attack coming on. Toxic waste is more valuable than Xanax to me, haha. Removed. Stretch every morning. Your older self will thank you. What has my older self ever done for me? I see you also play night crawlers. Darkness falls, and magic stirs. As we become the creatures of the night. Removed. Some of the best advice I've ever heard is, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing poorly. Maybe you don't have it in you to floss your teeth after a long, stressful day. Brushing is still better than nothing. I despise washing silverware, but I can get a few plates into the dishwasher. Not gonna hit 10,000 steps today. Take a 5-minute walk. With ADHD, I've been learning to extend myself some grace by reminding myself that if 10% is all I've got in the tank today, then 10% is 100%. I can't magic out of the ether more function, so I do what I can. I don't have to do all the things today to accomplish my goal. If I can do some of the things toward the goal, then I'm closer to the goal for the next push. In the words of Jake the dog, sucking at something is the first step towards being sorta good at something. Quote. Putting on a fresh pair of socks can really improve your mood. Same goes for a clean pair of underwear. If you get enough sleep, life is better. Please, make my brain agree. If you have a stuffy nose due to a cold or allergy, try doing push-ups, jumping jacks or any form of intense sudden activity. It's near instant relief. I always get the exact mechanism wrong, but since stuffy noses happen due to swelling in the tissue of the nose, sudden activity promotes blood flow and drainage of mucus. It's temporary, of course, but worth a try. I used to use hot sauce. A tiny sip from the bottle opens my sinuses up completely and they drain in a few seconds. Not the most pleasant experience, but I couldn't sleep with a blocked nose. Hot sauce would be happy to recommend some good sipping sauces. Another hack for nasal congestion: take a deep breath and exhale until there's nothing left in your lungs and hold till you can't anymore. Instant relief once you breathe again as your nasal passages dilate, trying to get as much air in as possible. This is my cure for the hiccups and it always works. So crazy it also helps with this! Exclamation mark. Yup. You're increasing the amount of CO2 in your blood, which tells your body that you're suffocating. So it tells your sinuses to open up. Works for around 20 minutes. If you feel lightheaded as you stand up, orthostatic hypotension, you can squeeze any muscle as hard as you can and it will quickly raise your pulse and blood pressure so you don't black out and fall. Does it have to be one of my muscles or should I bring a friend? Ideally, squeeze all of the muscles in your legs and your core. It's the same concept fighter pilots use when trying to ensure blood remains in the brain when they do positive G's maneuvers. Even though you are not experiencing any G's, it will keep the blood in your upper extremities. Drinking plenty of water and getting enough sleep are underrated but essential for feeling great and staying healthy. Also slam a big glass of water first thing when you wake up and you will immediately have to poop. Super useful body hack. Slamming a whole bottle of water if you know you're going to puke makes the process slightly less painful and gross. One effective body hack for managing stress is the 5-5-5 method. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to ground yourself by identifying 5 things you can see, 5 things you can feel, and 5 sounds you can hear. This quick exercise helps redirect your focus to the present moment, making it easier to calm your mind and reduce anxiety. It's simple and can be done anywhere. I see a whole bunch of unwashed dishes. I feel the never-ending burden of financial insecurity. I hear the baby crying. This isn't helping. It's 'cause you need 4 more of each. Hope that helps. Smiling face with open hands. Now I'm stressed out and have to do math, fuck that. Yay, I've heard this technique a lot. It just stresses me out more because it's something else to think about. This works for mild, situational stress and it works best for neurotypical people. For anyone experiencing a panic attack, more than one mild stressor, or struggling with symptoms of neurodivergence such as ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia, etc. YMMV greatly. When you brush your teeth, close your eyes and stand on one foot. Alternate feet. Your balance will improve a lot. I did this BCI saw it was recommended for feet pain, weak ankles and it has really helped. Exclamation mark. If you are feeling gross, brush your teeth and tongue. It's amazing how much better you'll feel with a clean mouth. And a clean face. Washing my face always makes me feel better. Nothing hits as good as brushing my teeth, washing my face, and moisturizing after a good long cry red heart. Scientists studying hiccups theorized that they are a leftover mechanism from when humans were fish and had gills. Simply remind yourself that you are not a fish and they will go away. Regardless of whether the reason is true or not, your brain will stop them. Try it next time. Say, I am not a fish, I don't need to use this anymore, to yourself, and they will go away. Okay, Craig. I also read that somewhere and told my kids about it. The science here seems sketchy to me, but for some reason, saying, you are not a fish, to each other does frequently stop the hiccups. I don't know why it works, but it works. LMAO. So I just recently read that if you can't sleep, just start thinking up a dream in your head, and out you go. Some nights I have trouble sleeping, so I decided to give this a shit, thinking it was complete bullshit. But it works. That shit is like, Cthulhu rose from the sea, so I grabbed my lingerie-clad wife and kissed her deeply. I'll be back in no time, babe. I grab my helmet and head toward my modified F-22. I nod towards my wingman, call sign Beastman, who is a velociraptor, and we both climb into our ZZ. Are you adult, Calvin? How's Hobbs doing these days? I've got like a whole world and 25+ year long storyline going on right now that happens in the time between hitting the bed and sleeping. I have completely ripped off every fantasy trope you can think of within that world. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Same, I never knew if other people actually did this too. It's the best because it's super effective and it gives you something to look forward to. It's fun to be able to get to bed and work on your story. I am a woman and my cocaine-addicted friend told me that a side effect was not being able to pee on command. She said just tickle the top of your butt crack and the flow will start. It totally works. Stage fright in a public restroom. My god, it works. Not sure if it works for the fellas. Shut the front door, you finally answered something for me. Months ago I was doing hospital rounds and asked if a patient was urinating alright. He said he wasn't and he'd tried everything, even the tickle maneuver. I figured I didn't have time to clarify what that might be and didn't feel inclined in case it was some creepy old guy thing. Thanks for clarifying. Not gonna finger my butt at the urinal lol. To quickly relieve a cramping calf, usually happens while sleeping, stand on your feet. Feels counterintuitive, but standing up forces your leg muscles to stretch and stop the cramping. When this happens to me I straighten my leg, push my heel out, toes up. It feels like the last thing you want to try doing, but it provides instant relief. For cramp prevention, increase your electrolyte, salts intake. This isn't just table salt, so please don't just add a bunch of salt to your foods. It includes other minerals like magnesium, potassium, sodium, etc. that your body needs for a bunch of functions. Please speak with a pharmacist so this increase doesn't interfere with anything else, but for me, a magnesium supplement helps a lot, and I also drink electrolytes, an house brand, instead of plain water to stay hydrated. Sports drinks like Gatorade often have too much sugar to actually be hydrating, but proper electrolyte replacements are a godsend. You don't have to be actively sweating or have food poisoning to need these. You can drink them anytime, but are especially helpful when you're actively sweating or otherwise losing fluids faster. I work in a hot kitchen, and the ice block ones really help keep me cool and help keep my fluids and salts up. Cannot recommend some version of these enough. As long as you get a good form of them, they really just improve your life.